Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Web3 Quick Bites. This is the show where we jam to the latest beats in a decentralized world and chat with some brilliant minds in the industry. I'm your host, Olabisi, and on this week's episode, we are going to grab a quick bite. And when I mean a quick bite, it is somewhat of an update that really shook crypto Twitter yesterday. And yesterday being the 15th of January 2026, it came as a shock to many. Most of us did see it coming, but I would say that we didn't expect it to happen so quick. As I said yesterday, the social media platform X, they dropped an announcement that most people that are not Web3 savvy, or most people that are not in the Web3 space, just screwed right past. But if you're in marketing, if you're Web3, or you're building a community, or you're project owner, you're founder, you know that that was not just a policy update, it was a grenade. Because X or Twitter, whichever one you call it, they basically just looked at the room and said, you know what? We don't want projects. We don't want apps. We don't want founders. Yeah, rewarding users for tweeting. No more endpoints for engagement. No more InfoFi. So if you're listening to this or be hearing InfoFi for the first time, I will give you a backstory. So in late 2024, Keto AI launched, and they launched a program that lets people and tweet about project, create content about projects, and then make their way up the leaderboard and get rewarded for it. So prior to Keto AI launching InfoFi, most of these projects that pay people to create content for them, or reward them for talking about them, were mostly influencers with huge numbers. People who had a huge following, they were the one that were on top of the food chain. They were the one getting the money, getting the gigs, getting all of that. And then, so when Keto AI launched in 2024, they basically just removed all barriers to earning. So if you had 500 followers, if you had 200, if you had 1,000 followers, you could create content and also get rewarded too. All you have to do is just make sure that you have a number of smart followers and you're creating great content, and then you make your way up to the leaderboard. And then when it's time for the project to reward, then your way to earning. And so people made quite a lot of money. Some made five figures, some made four figures. But all in all, people made money from this. And it wasn't just limited to top influencers making the money, making the money. So at the point, it was a good initiative, if you ask me. But then as it progressed, people started creating AI content, using AI to reply. It was just a lot of AI content on the feed. It became messed up. Everybody was yapping. Yapping was the word. So it was basically yap to earn. Everybody started yapping. You could go on someone's profile and then you see they're yapping about 20 projects at the same time, yapping about 30 projects. Some go as far as yapping about so many projects. Their profile was just everywhere. You didn't know what their niche was because they were just yapping about projects, so just so they could earn. And then it just became a mess. It became a mess. It just really became a mess. And so, aside the fact that the influencers who were having access to this funds before Keto AI came in, some of them joined the yapping bandwagon. I didn't yap because I wanted to be known for one thing and one thing only on X, which is Web3 marketing. So I didn't join the yap bandwagon, no matter how much I was tempted to. I knew I didn't want someone to check my profile and see me yapping about 2025 projects. What about when the InfoFi era is over, like it is now? Where do I start from when people have seen me yap about so many projects at the same time? My profile is a mess. I mean, most people didn't mind. Some of them didn't mind that. Or for most people, they were selective. They were only yapping about one or two projects. And so that's the backstory for InfoFi. And then, so when Keto AI launched, Cookie 3 also launched too as well. They launched theirs was MarketFi. But yeah, that's the backstory of InfoFi and MarketFi. And now X has said that is not happening anymore. They do not want that on their platform. It's been a sort of conversation on the TL that's been happening since yesterday, since the news dropped. And so I want to come at this from a marketing angle because as the marketer that I am, I can see the good, the bad, and the ugly in this. But if you're a marketer, I want you to lean in because this was not just a tech move, it was a total marketing reset. And I'll tell you why. Here's the deal. X realized that when you pay people to post, your timeline start looking like a bot family reunion. I mean, like I said before, we've all seen it. You see AI generated nonsense. You see people commenting, "Great poster, LFG to the moon," replies on every thread just so they could rack up points. And then, so it was just low effort, right? Low effort slip that makes you just want to close the app. Like, what is this? Do people even research content before they put it out anymore, or they are just yapping just so they could earn? There was no originality anymore. And so X revoked the API access for those reward apps, Keto AI, Cookie Free, and I don't know if there are other InfoFi apps again, but those are the major ones that I know about. What this means is if your business model depended on paying people to talk about you, RIP, because your growth right now just hit a brick wall. Do not get me wrong. Some projects were able to scale with the info during the InfoFi era. I mean, I can't say it's the InfoFi era now because it's gone. So projects were able to scale, but if your growth really dependent on it just hit a brick wall because my Web3 people, I mean, if you're listening to this, it does sound familiar, right? Because it should sound familiar to you. It's just like holding up a mirror to look at yourself. You can see your reflection staring back at you. InfoFi on its own is just Web3 Quest in quotes, wearing a new jacket. It's the same old pattern. You post, you farm points, you leave. And even before InfoFi came into the picture, yeah, we've seen it every day with airdrop culture. A project launches, the farmers they arrive to pump the numbers, and the moment the token drops, the community becomes a ghost town because X just became the first major. I'm really struggling calling it X because I'm a millennial, and then Twitter, I grew up knowing it as Twitter. But yeah, Twitter just became the first major platform to publicly admit what we've been whispering amongst ourselves that incentivized noise scales fast. It does scale fast, trust me. But what it does is it kills trust even faster. And the marketing lesson we all need to learn from this is, I mean, where we all messed up is that this is not even about the bots anymore. It's about incentives. When you pay someone to create content, you do not get belief anymore. You don't get loyalty, and you definitely do not get advocacy. What you get is you get behavior. And I repeat, the second the reward disappears, the behavior disappears. See, it's like feeding seagulls at the beach. The moment the fries are gone, the moment whatever it is you're feeding them are gone, they are not your community anymore. They don't know you anymore. They're going to walk away from you. And that is exactly how this has played out. Or when you pay people to create content for you, that is exactly how it is going to play out for you. So we're going to talk about why this matters for builders. If you're a builder, this is why this matters for you. X did not ban marketing. Don't get that wrong. They didn't ban marketing. I doubt if anybody can actually ban marketing. What they did was they banned lazy marketing. They banned the let's just juice the numbers and worry about quality later mindset. Because when a platform optimizes for volume over value, the whole ecosystem comes crashing down. It collapses, it crumbles. The shift we are seeing is real, starting from yesterday, because we're now moving away from rewarded participation and we're back to earned attention. I'm going to say that again. We're moving away from rewarded participation and back to earned attention. What this means is that story beats incentives. I've always been a champion for storytelling. Anyone who has listened to my podcast, my previous episodes, who has watched my YouTube videos, who has watched my TikTok videos, you know that I am a champion for storytelling. And I will tell you any day, every day, that story will always beat incentives, clarity will beat impressions, and trust is the key word here. It is going to beat reach. All these things are going to beat all these other things every single day. To end this or to round this off, I'm going to say that X or Twitter killing InfoFi is not anti-creator. Far from it. What it is it is anti-noise. If your growth strategy only works when people are being paid to care, that is not marketing. That is rent. And in this economy, global economy now, I'm not just limiting it to the Nigerian economy, the global economy, rent is always due. Rent is always due. It doesn't matter if you pay yearly or you pay monthly, it is always due. If you're a project owner, a founder, or you work in marketing, I want you to know that it's time for you to stop buying noise and start building something worth talking about for free. So, guys, this has been Web3 Quick Bites. If this episode resonated with you, you can click the follow, the subscribe button, the like button, and stay updated every week because I'll be sharing more episodes on marketing. And I also share my interviews with founders, people who have done that, build things, and learn from their experiences and their lessons. And so, Web3 Quick Bites is all about short insights, real conversations, and no fluff. I'll see you in the next one.